Hello, welcome, and let's work on the count game together. In this section, we prepare the creation of the count game. Specifically, we will set up the project file structure, the JavaScript transpiler. We'll then set up the create.js game library. We'll also prepare the game graphics. And last, we will code our game object class in JavaScript. Now we move on to the first video of this section. In this video, we will set up the development environment for our count game with the file structure set up and installing Babel.js. We will also assemble the app class and finally test HTML. I'm going to use the Atom editor, but actually you can use any code editor. I choose Atom mainly because it supports multiple cursors and it's free for use. For browser, I'll use Chrome Canary as main testing browser during the game logic development. I'll test the game in most of the web browser on the market, namely Microsoft Edge, Safari, Chrome and Firefox. Edge testing for Windows system. Mozilla Firefox follows the web standard. Chrome supports many cutting-edge technologies. Safari uses WebKit engine, which shares the same browser engine in iOS on iPhone and iPad. Actually, we still need the iOS simulator to test the game. If you're using Mac, you can install Xcode, which comes with iOS simulation. Otherwise, we need an actual iOS device to test how our game works on mobile devices. For Android device, we need Android phones and tablets to test the touch events in its Android Chrome browser. Let's move to the file system. We need to create our project folder structure to get started. We have a folder name, count, to host all the files. Inside it, we create an index.html file to act as the entry point of the game as shown. Then, we create a folder named scripts for our JavaScript files. We also create a folder named styles for the game and web page CSS styles. Inside the styles folder, we can create a new file game CSS for our game styles. Now, let's start coding our game. We will open the index.html file in the code editor. We create a basic HTML structure, and then we create a canvas and include the game.js script file. Any content inside the canvas tag is fallback content for the browser that doesn't render canvas. The content here gives a hint to the user what this area is about. We also need to specify the width and height of the canvas. This is different than setting the dimensions in CSS. Dimension in the canvas tag specifies the content dimension. The CSS styles set the width and height at which we want to display the content. Let's give a background color to our canvas. Open game.css in the styles folder and add a background color. We start with the JavaScript file. We are using the text version of JavaScript. We may use part of the ES6 feature directly in modern browsers. For example, Mozilla Firefox supports many of them, which you can check their support list in the following URL. Chrome Canary, the developer build of the browser, has the best supports at the time of recording. That's why we will run the ES6 script directly in the Canary browser. But the next version of JavaScript is not widely available in daily use browsers yet. After we finish the logic, we will use Babel.js to convert the ES6 script into the currently widely supported JavaScript across browsers. More on that later. Now, open the index.html file in the browser. We will see a grey rectangle, which is the bounding of the canvas. Let's check the console by pressing F12 in Windows or Command-Shift-I in Mac. Click on the Console tab. In the console, we should see a log message, "Welcome to my game, version 1.0.0. If you don't see the messages, it means the JavaScript processing hasn't been configured correctly. We will explore how the ES6 class works later when we create our game object. In this video, we have set up the project structure and have gotten the JavaScript processing ready. In the next video, we are going to install and use the Create.js library. It is the game library that we need throughout the game.